In this lecture, we will learn about the different commands in Magic, and we'll use these commands in order to draw the layout. So, at first, we have to open the terminal window. In order to do so, press Ctrl, Alt and T. So this is the terminal window. Then type Magic in order to open the layout window. Actually, there are two ways in order to open Magic. First is just by typing Magic, where you can get these two windows. This is the layout window and this is the tick icon window. And there's another way to open Magic. I'll show you. Type Magic -T scmos and then the layout name, let's say NAND2, then press enter. So what will happen, directly a layout window will open with the name NAND2. So we can see over here NAND2, but in the earlier case it was not there. NAND2 was not written over here, it was an untitled file. So this is the tick icon window and this is the main window. All the commands that are used in Magic will be written over here, and the effect of it will be seen in this window, in this layout window. So now you can see there is no squares. Only if I click over here I can see the squares, but no specific squares over here. Not any envelope, P division and division, no such layers over here. So at first I need to get all the squares on the layout window. So type grid in order to grid in. So you can see this, the squares. In order to zoom out, press Shift Z, and in order to zoom in, press Z in your keyboard. So now I want to zoom in, zoom out. Okay. If I want to draw a NAND gate, so what would I do? I need a anvil. So first we need to select the area. We can't just stretch like this the way we used to do in Tanner. We can't do like that. So in order to select an area, let's say a rectangle is there. Imagine here a rectangle. So this is the left top corner of the rectangle. Here is the right bottom. So the left top corner of the rectangle is selected by the left click of your mouse. And here the right click will get the right bottom of the rectangle. Like this, left click and right click, left click, right click, this way. So select the area. So this is suppose the area for our anvil. You can see the rectangle outline. Now we have to paint in the selected area. Very simple command, paint. Paint anvil. By this command you can see these are the keywords. Paint. If I omit this I, if I omit this N, then the keyword is gone. So paint anvil. So this area will be painted with anvil region. Enter. The anvil, you can see the anvil over here. Now we need next P diffusion. Select the area, then type similar way, left click and right click, then type paint P diffusion. Let's see what happens. This is your P diffusion. Now suppose I want to undo this. I don't want this P diffusion layer. Press undo. If I type paint pdiff, did you see this? If I type P diffusion and if I type paint pdiff, the same results are seen. Why? Because the P diffusion short form is pdiff. So either you can write pdiff or P diffusion. This is a misconception that you can only type pdiff but not P diffusion. No, you can also type P diffusion. So again, if I want to undo this, undo, and let me select a smaller portion, not much. Paint pdiff. Okay. Now, what we need next are end diffusion layer. Similar way, select the area and then type paint end diff. You can see the end diffusion layer. Type undo and write paint end diffusion. So the similar effect. Now, I think this has become too much. So if I want to omit this part, let's zoom out. You can see this has become so much in length. The length is too much. So I want to remove this part. What would I do? Select the area. Don't get confused by these other rectangles that keep appearing, because once you have selected an area, this next time whenever you click anywhere on this, you'll get this rectangle. Suppose I have selected this portion. Okay, next time wherever I click, I'll get this same shape. Suppose it's like this. Okay, now I'll leave it. I'll just left click anywhere, the same shape moves over. And you can notice one thing, when I come outside the boundary of this area, what is the outline? And inside, again outside, inside, on it, on it. Let's come out of it. Can you see the difference? These are the very small things that you need to keep in mind. You can even see when I type, if I press the caps lock key, is it? If I type the caps lock key, you can see this scroll lock, then caps lock, even you can see these things also. If you are pressing by mistake any key on the keyboard other than your alphabets and your numericals, you can see that from here also. The next, okay, since my caps lock was on, it was showing me this. If your caps lock is on and you're pressing on the layout window, you can see such kind of things over here. So press it off. Now next, suppose you want to clear this. There are too much of commands over here now. So you want to clear this. Very simple. Type clear. Okay. Now, so about removing this part. So our anvil with diffusion and diffusion is too much in length. So I want to remove this part. Suppose from here to here. What would I do? Selected the area. If you are holding a mouse, then press the middle button of the mouse outside over here. Suppose you want to see it again. Then type redo. Nothing more to redo. Okay, since I have deleted it. Suppose I want to change this part. Similarly, this part also. Okay. Now next is our metal layer. Metal, what is the command for our metal? It's M1, paint M1. So over here, from here up to this, suppose it's of 4 lambda. Okay. Now type paint M1. Okay, paint M1. And over here, you need a P diffusion contact. Since you have placed a metal layer over the P diffusion layer, you need the P diffusion contact. So what's the command for it? Paint PDC, P diffusion contact. You can see P diffusion contact over here. Similarly, from here, suppose you can even see over here the lines are of the rectangle that I'm selecting is off-white, but over here complete white. Then type paint NDC, N diffusion contact. Oh, it should be the metal layer. Undo and paint M1. And over here you need a N diffusion contact. Type NDC. Okay, we need a poly, 2 poly. It's just a rough example, so does not need much precision. Okay, let's make it of 1 lambda. Paint poly. Okay, and you can see the same poly over here, the selected area. Then type paint poly. Okay, now let's zoom out. Certainly this is not the exact diagram of a NAND gate, but we need to learn about the commands. Yes, another interesting thing, suppose I've selected this area. As I told you that when I select the area, let me take a shape of rectangle inside the boundary and I type clockwise 90, turn clockwise 90, again clockwise 90, we are rotating at 90 degree. Okay, let me select over here the rectangle, clockwise 90. Where is it? Where did it go? You can find it over here. What happens if you click outside this boundary? Then the rotated form will go inside the boundary. I'll type here clockwise 90. See, it's not over there. It's over here. Now, next is we saw about your NVEL layer, a P diffusion, N diffusion, poly, metal. Yes. This is our P diffusion contact. This is our N diffusion contact. There is one more thing over here. Paint M1. We need N well contact and P well contact. Okay. Paint M1. Okay. Now here it will be our N well contact over here. So what would you type? Okay, let's do a small mistake. Let's omit this part. And then type, select the area and type paint NWC. Okay, then again paint NWC. It's over here, select paint PWC. Paint PWC. Okay, suppose you want to save it, then save NAND to. Okay, now certainly our circuit is not complete yet, not the exact layout of a NAND gate, but since our task is to learn about the different commands in Magic, there are many more commands that are left, such as label. What about label? Suppose this is our VCC. Okay, suppose this is our VCC. Before going to that, we need to check some error. So we'll type DRC. DRC stands for Design Rule Check. DRC, fine. There are no DRC errors. Okay. Just testing it. Undo. Okay. Now we found out that there are no DRC errors in our layout. So now we want to label it. Suppose you want to label this metal layer as your VDD. Select a portion and then type label VDD. So you can see, let me zoom in. You can see over here that a yellow rectangle is there and then VDD is labeled. But we want that a single dot will be there and then VBD will be written. So press Shift Cells, zoom in. Suppose you want to type ground over here. So this is our rectangle. The bottom right of the rectangle, press with the right click. The draw rectangle or draw anything and the bottom right, click the right click. So you can see wherever else you click, you'll get that single dot. That will not go until and unless you press the right click. So create a rectangle, right click. Now you can type label GNT. So now you can see over here a single dot is there. Let me zoom in. See, now also you're getting a single dot and GNT. Now similarly you can name the inputs and your outputs also. Even there are different other ways of giving the input, like suppose you have clicked it and you can write label VDD and exclamation sign. Okay. Next, again I want to clear this, too much of commands. Once again I want to clear it, so clear. Okay, now next is you want to extract your file. So you want to see presently what's the name of our layout. It's nan2 underscore mag, means it's a magic file. This is our layout, this is our ticket window. Let's close this. Okay, next is to extract. Type extract. Let's see what happens. Extract nan2 into nan2.ext. So now you can see nan2.ext file and nan2.mag file. Now after getting the .ext file or the extracted file, the next thing we have to do is to convert this .ext file to sim file. .sim file. So what is the command for it? For extraction it's extract. For extracting to sim file, then it's ext to sim. See, it's a keyword. Enter. Extraction to sim finished. Let's see now. So you saw .sim file. Then next, extract to spice file, which will be further helpful for us. So this is ext to spice. We are writing 2, it's taking it as to2. This is our home folder and this is our .spice file. Okay. So besides this, suppose you want to exit. What would you do? Type exit. So magic window is gone. Then let me type magic. Now file, load layout. It's our home page. So it was nan2.magic. Let's zoom it. There are no grids in it. Again we have to grid in. So type grid. So now you can see the whole layer. If you want to zoom in, then press Z. This is a TKCon window. So next, okay, so want to exit. Let's see what will happen in a TKCon window if I type quit instead of exit. The same function. Basically, we need not have a misconception about pdiff and pdiffusion, ndif and diffusion, quit and exit. Both are the same. They all are the same. Now, I want to show without commands. How would you do? Now we will see how to draw a layout without using the commands. Let's open Magic -T SCMOS NAND 3. Press enter. Wait till both the windows open. So first, without writing the commands in Magic, how will you do a layout? Without typing grid, how would I grid in? Very simple, press G in your keyboard. This will grid you in. Similarly, Z to zoom in and your Shift Z to zoom out. Now we have many layers such as your N-well, P-well, N diffusion, P diffusion. So for that, go to Options and your toolbar. So you can see now, this is a metal one. You can see over here, wherever I keep the cursor, it's metal one. This is for our errors. Then labels, subcell, and over here we have high voltage subcontact, and this is P-well, this is N-well. Okay. Now we have N diffusion contact. Oh, sorry, this is N diffusion, P diffusion, and I think over here you can see the ones with this cross mark are the contacts. So this is our poly contact, ND contact, N diffusion contact. Then we have capacitive contact, then collector, metal contact. Then this is our N substrate N substrate and diff. So there are different types of layers over here. So at first, select the area as I said you, and then middle click on the required layer. I have middle clicked on our mouse. So these commands are useful for those who do not have the mouse. So for them, you can use the commands and you can type it in the tick-icon window and you can draw the layout. And for the persons who are using mouse, it's very easy for you to just click, have a middle click. Same things you can see, duller, very dull outline, and here the darkened outline. Then from here to here we have our P diffusion. So where is our P diffusion? This metal. Where is the P diffusion layer? To keep on searching, so better to write it. Yes, it's over here. Polysilicon, P diffusion, N diffusion. So middle click on the P diffusion. If you want to take the N diffusion, select it, middle click on the N diffusion. Similarly for your metal layer, press the metal one. That's the reason why we used to write the command M1. So this is a metal layer. Okay, so we need some layer over here also. Another thing, you don't require to take from here all the time. Once you have taken it on your layout window, directly you can middle click on this in order to get this same paint over here. See, I'll middle click and I got the same paint over here. So that becomes very easy for us to draw the layout. See, I've taken this much. Again, I need not go and do here, or I need not write a command. Middle click, just middle click it. Middle click. Middle click. Similarly, we have a polysilicon layer. And middle click on polysilicon. Okay, so this is how you can draw a layout in Magic without using the commands. So now in order to draw the contacts, we need here PD contact over here. So select the area, go for the contact. So we have ND contact, PD contact. So middle click on the PD contact, and over here ND contact. Okay, PD contact or ND contact. And over here in the metals, N substrate contact, there we had N well contact, but over here we have N substrate contact. So middle click over here, and similarly we can take one more. And substrate contact. Okay, I think here properly it was not done. Okay, we need this cross line which shows that it's a contact. So the selected area is also already there. So just need to put it, and your P substrate contact. Similar way, P substrate contact. Okay, and over here also, suppose you want to just maintain a line over here. See, we have two lines are extra, so select this area. This is select the area and middle click anywhere outside which is blank. Okay, now the similar way we can do the labeling also, the way we used to do earlier, like this. And then for labeling we have to use the commands label. There is no other option for this. You have to type label and type GNT or anything you want to. VDD. Okay, so we haven't saved our project. Save. Okay, now you want to quit. Now suppose you want to open it once again, you want to see whether it's saved properly or not. Okay, go to File, Load Layout. It was 93, so we have 919293. Put it in and zoom in. So this is our layout.